Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for the originals, Season 4, Episode 11, A Spirit Here That Won't Be Broken. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Dom and Nikki and Kim.
Hi.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi. So, my opinion, this was a much better episode than the last couple of ones we've had.
Mm-hmm.
It held my interest way better, to the point where I was just ignoring everything else that was going on. I don't even remember what was going on, and just staring intently at the screen.
I mean, it's Cole, so...
Not for that reason, but
No,
I'll give you that.
definitely not for that reason.
Fuck
All
that.
for that
Cole
reason.
was good in
Cole
this
was the
episode.
whole focus of this episode. I don't care.
No.
Yep.
I called the ending very early.
Yeah,
I knew it.
soon as they started fucking around with Hope's blood, I knew that was gonna come into it, and Hollow was gonna take over Hope somehow. And they started screwing around with Hope's blood in the very beginning when they started forging the weapons with her blood as part of the weakness for the Hollow. So, like, I sitting there, I was just like, it's happening. Hope's going evil.
And they delivered, Haley delivered the dagger covered in Hope's blood right to the fucking Hollow.
They had two of them.
Freya.
Freya had one,
Oh, yeah,
and
they
Haley
had both
had
of them.
one.
Okay,
To be
they
fair, it's
delivered...
Klaus's fault.
It is.
Yes.
He's the one who told them to do it. But, I mean, to be fair, it is the Hollow's weakness, so it's also can be made into her strength, I guess.
She did some all, twisty, altery, bendy craziness.
There was a lot of things that I was not a fan of.
No.
Let's start with the first thing I'm not a fan of. Cole being an asshole.
Excuse me?
That's any different?
Yeah, that's not any different. You're
I
right.
knew that was
No.
happening.
Cole kept spewing he wanted to save Davina, he wanted to protect his family, and, he was doing this to do both. Save Davina and protect his family. But really, Cole, you were doing it for yourself.
Yes.
And that's the way Cole works. For himself. All the time.
What is any different from any other Mikealson?
It's not.
What? It's not.
True. It's not.
But he's more of an asshole about it.
He is not more of an asshole than Klaus.
No. And you know what? Okay, so the funny thing is he deliberately, because he pointed out that he's a douche himself.
Yeah, he did.
He literally was all, because he's all like, well, you get to betray your family. He's all like, well, what else is new?
There's
like-
the difference there.
Been there, done that.
Klaus does it unintentionally, whereas Cole knows he's fucking doing it. So he's a bigger
Cole,
asshole.
yeah, Cole just comes out and admits
No,
it right at the beginning.
no.
But-
Klaus does not do it unintentionally. Klaus is very intent. Klaus just doesn't give a fuck.
But we'll give it to Cole that he did try to find a way to without getting anybody hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to release Davina while
Right.
so yeah. So everyone worked
Yeah.
out the way, right?
The thing is, like, it was just so, like, the misunderstanding between both Klaus and Cole. Like, Klaus was trying to get his point across, but Cole was trying to do his. So, like, Cole's like, I'm going to get Hope to untie this knot and unlink Davina from the Hollow. At that point, Klaus just found out that Cole betrayed them. So when they come head to head, it's like,
The
was
unstoppable
like-
force meets the immovable object.
exactly. They both had their points, and neither one of them was listening until Cole said, wouldn't you do the same thing for Camille? And, it was at that point where Klaus clicked and, like, said, oh,
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you guys are exactly the fucking same. So stop giving Cole shit if you're not going to give Klaus shit.
Klaus has
Okay.
been in the series longer. Just
He's
saying.
come a
No,
long
no,
way.
I don't
No,
know.
not longer. He's just more.
He's the one that has the plot armor.
They've been in for almost the exact same amount of time. Almost.
But what Nikki just said, Klaus has the plot armor.
So does Cole.
Cole's allowed to die.
Cole disappeared more than once.
Cole is going to continue to disappear.
Well, speaking
Yeah,
of
no,
speaking,
again, at the end of this episode.
speaking of Mikealson's dying, that pendant Elijah's soul is stored in. Getting all splitty cracky again.
Is that because Elijah's soul was more powerful than Finn's, or just because? I mean, because we know that the pendant broke because of the Hollow's magic and trying to put Elijah into it in the first place. So it was just unstable to begin with, or they fixed it and.
Yes.
The reason why I think Elijah's is working and Finn's didn't is they caught Elijah's quicker, and they put a lot more effort into Elijah's.
No, I said the pendant is clearly breaking, meaning it's not working properly.
Well, it was already
Whereas for
broke
Finn was in there for
A good
years.
long time.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
long time before, and
I
it
could
didn't
have
even crack.
sworn that putting Elijah into the pendant didn't crack it. I thought it was like accidentally cracked.
It was the combination of the Hollow's magic and the amount of magic to put Elijah in because of his soul.
Right, so it was the
So,
stress
like,
of the
that-
hollow that caused the fractures,
It was the
which
combination.
was not
of
the
two.
which was not the case with Finn.
No, and Finn, they just tossed him in there like nothing happened, but they needed
Yeah.
this big old sacrifice and this big power burst to put Elijah into the pendant, which is why I'm like asking the question, like, why was it such a nonchalant thing for Finn, but for Elijah, who was also an original, why is it such a big deal for
Yeah,
him?
that's very
'Cause
true.
I think Elijah was dying at the time. Finn they
So
put
was
in
Finn.
before. No, he was a ghost already.
He was in another body. They took him out of that body and put him into the. They took him out
So-
of Vincent and put him into the pendant.
It was technically
Right.
it wasn't his own body. He technically was dead already. So
He's
guess.
technically
So little-
already out of body, where Elijah was not.
yeah, Elijah wasn't technically dead. They were just pulling his spirit from his dying body.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the transition between Finn and Elijah, even though it just seemed like way too drastic, like I said, it felt like nothing with Finn, and it felt like the end of the world for Elijah.
That's intentional.
I know that's the writer's intention, but I mean, for my mind, it doesn't make sense. Like am I the only one that asked that question? Apparently.
What?
No, I asked that question
Wait,
too.
wait.
I didn't see an issue with it.
I think I'm lost. What's
because
the
in the
question?
way it was done, it just made more sense.
I'm lost.
The new question is, who else likes Freya being all in charge and commandy and stuff?
I don't
When did she
like
not try to be on chargey and commanding?
this whole
Good point.
season. This whole season, she's been the one. Like, I'm the oldest, so I'm the one that has to make all the decisions.
Bossy.
It feels like that. Like, but ultimately, it's Klaus going like, "No, we're doing this," and then Freya's like, "Okay, I'll help."
Wait. Okay, so I guess I got a little confused when the hollow cracked Haley's neck, but I guess she just threw.
She,
Freya?
Just
she
tossed
gave Freya a good toss, and
Oh, okay.
she, cracked Haley's neck.
Okay, I was like, because I'm like, Freya can die. I'm so like, what just happened? Like, okay, so she just flipped her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just gave her a gentle nudge,
A gentle nudge, yeah.
by
Yeah.
comparison.
And yeah, in comparison. But I mean, Fred, she didn't walk away unharmed. She had a big gash on her forehead. It was like trailing down her forehead and onto her shirt and all that. It was.
Yeah, but she's running out of lives.
Mhm.
Is she a
She
cat?
is a cat.
She's a cat.
Meow.
Meow
Okay.
meow.
Meow meow.
Maybe that's
Um,
what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. So
Once
lovely
she dies
locator
9
spell.
times.
Lovely locator spell to find the hollow shows 2 locations on a map.
Mhm.
So, good for you, Freya, for, remembering, hey, Dolly used totems, that's what she's doing. Rebecca, go break it. Take Cole with you. Yeah.
I mean, Cole was already there, so half the plan went
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
wasn't
we
supposed to be
we
there.
know why he was there.
We know why he was there. Protecting it.
Yeah.
But, awkward moment number 1, 2, I don't know, of this episode, but primary awkward moment is Rebecca and Marcel getting trapped in some dark object-fueled barrier spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to my favorite original.
I feel like Cole
Why did he
has
become all of a sudden your favorite original?
an infinite
He always has
amount.
been.
No, Cole has always been his favorite.
He's been going
but
on
I
about
feel
this
like
for how many seasons now?
Cole
Since
has
Cole
an
was first
infinite-
introduced into the Vampire Diaries, so
an-
he's been my
he
favorite.
has an infinite supply of dark objects, even though he was only a witch and only helped the witches for a short amount of time. They're just everywhere. It's like in every dark, deep niche of New Orleans, there is a dark object, and Cole grabs it, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to use this now."
It's like Elijah with his suits. Cole has vaults of dark objects hidden all about the world.
Except for headcanon and actual canon, Cole actually has these stashes of
Yes.
dark objects, where Elijah and his suit thing
I swear to
may
God.
or may not actually exist.
It exists. It's a thing.
We've seen Cole break into places that he's stashed dark objects.
Yeah,
We know that they exist.
We've also seen Elijah appear out of the woods in a pristine suit after it having been torn to shreds. So
He can run really
And-
fast.
We're talking about the random, like when he's like, oh, look, here's a dress shirt.
that too.
he just pulls it out of like the nape of his neck. He's like puts
He's a
it
magician.
on. Yeah, he's totally a magician. It's like pulling, the things out of his sleeves, except he's just pulling it out of thin air.
Rather be taking it off, but we're whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, anyway, dark object fueled barrier spell. Let's talk about our feelings, guys.
Well, they couldn't get out, so what else are they gonna do? You have drama queen Rebecca and the egotistical Marcel, so what else are they gonna do? They're gonna talk about themselves to each other.
No
And then
shit.
ultimately talk about each other's feelings about each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and then
how
fights, and then gouge at each other, and then
then
talk a bunch of
kiss.
shit, and then be like, "Fuck, I'm done with you," and then walk away, and then go back and kiss, and go, "Damn it!" and she walk away.
Yeah.
The fuck. You have some.
It's not even just Rebecca with the issues, because if Marcel was so into Sophia, he would have pushed her away.
Well, this is true.
This is
But-
true.
He
Right.
kept saying, "Oh, Sophia, Rebecca."
Yeah. That's a perfect
Hey, how
way
did
to-
that go?
Well,
It's a great way to summarize it.
Well,
I think
you
it
know-
was... Go ahead.
but anyway.
Yeah, something like that. Sophia.
But anyway, their relationship does have a few,
Oh.
1,000 years or something on.
The thing that got me
hundred
was
years.
Marcel being
100, I
like,
thought it was-
"Well, this happened and you were gone forever." She's like, "First of all, I was fucking staked, and then the thing after that, my dad was chasing me, you asshole. I was gonna die." So it's like, Marcel, you don't really have, and you're the one who brought Michael to town too, you asshole. So you're the one who made her run.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
have
really.
no-
Yeah, it wasn't really
you
her
have
fault.
nothing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
He can't say shit because it was his fault. It was his fault because the reason why she got staked is because he was moving in on her, and Klaus was like, "No, you stop that." So he staked her. Marcel's fault.
Mhm.
Michael coming in town, Marcel's fault. He can't say shit. He shouldn't be able to.
Very true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she was dancing around Mystic Falls without telling him,
She was doing that too.
but still.
But
But
still.
to be fair, she did say, like, she argued, like, you didn't even bother to come look for me. You just stayed in New Orleans. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, they
And she
both
did
had...
say she thought he was dead too. So
There
there's
was
that.
There was that. They both had great points in their arguments. But, they escaped by burning the house down.
Which was Rebecca's idea at first, and then Marcel's like, "Nah, that's stupid." And then he ended up breaking the main anyways
He
because
rips
she
out a
came at him
gas
with a
line,
certain.
like...
There was a certain comment she made, and then he's like, "Yeah, let's just burn this shit down." He's like, "I'm done talking to you."
Well,
so
that was
let's
after...
just
Yeah, I
blow
mean,
shit
that's
up.
after Klaus came in, gave them a little taunting, like, "Oh, look at you two. How nice you're trapped in there." It's like, tells them about Cole. Rage ensues in the eyes. It's like, where is he? And, it's like, oh, wait, he's protecting the totem. Look at the map. He's at the compound. Kill the rabbit!
Yeah, it was
Sorry,
the,
kill
the
the
Klaus, the Klaus scary eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He realized that's where hope is. Uh-oh.
Klaus, scary eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, good idea for Cole trying to use Hope to break the whole tying spell between the Hollow and Davina. She did, yes. She succeeded using one of Esther's old spells. Spell we've actually seen a couple of times now, I think.
I took a lot out of her.
Mm-hmm.
It did, but you know what? I mean, maybe the basis of Hope unraveling the rope was Esther's spell, but I think she did it all on her own, pretty much. Because I remember the last time they tried to do the spell was with Davina, trying to unlink Klaus's line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of chanting going on. Hope said absolutely nothing. She just sat there and just focused, and you could
Made
see
a
the
bunch
rope.
of scrunchy faces.
That's it. So I think it was mostly just Hope just like concentrating on unraveling and not even using Esther's magic, like spells or anything.
Well, unlinking two people and unlinking an entire sire line is a little bit different too.
Also, good point.
With the Hollow, the most powerful magical force making this link.
Right, but you're still only unlinking two people as opposed to 2 billion people. I'm just throwing an arbitrary number out there.
Yeah, Klaus has been around 1,000 years. He's probably turned hundreds of people himself, if not low thousands.
We already know that most of the vampires that existed on the Vampire Diaries was Klaus's bloodline. So,
in fact, until the originals were introduced, I believe every vampire was Klaus's bloodline that was on the Vampire Diaries. So,
pretty much.
I mean, yeah. So, say Klaus turned 1,000 people, and every one of them turned another 100, and those people turned more. I mean, we got like 6 digits of vampires here, all in his bloodline.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to unlink.
Which one is Edward part of?
Hopefully. Anyway.
Hopefully it was cold way back when.
So yeah, the ones that
Or
died.
Finns.
It was Henrik's bloodline.
Henrik was never an original vampire. He died before
Exactly.
they could get turned.
That's why Edward sparkles.
That's why Edward doesn't exist.
There's that. So, back to Haley and Freya. A lot of things happen simultaneously. We're going to try to make the best of this we can. Back to Haley and Freya, who are knocked out in some little nightmarish hellscape of, for Freya, it's the bayou with, hey look, Jackson, that guy I totally married.
No, Haley, not Freya.
I said Freya, didn't I? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Haley is knocked out in the bayou with Jackson, that guy she totally married and
Hooray!
still had the hots for Elijah.
Hooray!
He's back.
Well,
kind of, sort of, maybe.
The only reason why she was stuck in there is because the Hollow had her being injected with wolfsbane. And I don't know, because I feel like that would have done more to her, even though she's a hybrid. She's more wolf than she is vampire, really. But, I mean, she kept saying, like, the Hollow said, inject her. Wait, isn't her name, like, Inada or something like that? I think they mentioned her name a couple times this episode.
They did, but I couldn't find any spelling of it, so I just kept calling her the Hollow, because I don't want to
Anyways,
butcher that.
the Hollow was telling her lackey to inject enough wolfsbane to keep her alive but almost dead, just enough to be malleable like a piece of clay.
Mm-hmm.
But, when Haley came out of it, she was wobbly, but she still managed to do the job.
Well, I think it's 'cause she's not all just wolf. I think it's the hybrid thing, but...
No. I'm saying, I felt like it would do more to her. Like, I thought she'd come out being, all,
that was something that I was
blurry and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that I was a little, about, but I was like, okay.
Because, I don't know if the Hollow knows that hybrids exist, because this is, way after her time. But, I mean...
Yeah, wolfsbane and vervain at the same time would have probably done more, but...
Oh, yeah. But she just did the wolfsbane, so I don't know. She has a lot to learn still.
It was just a giant, episode of mindfuck. Jackson was there just to get into Haley's head and really screw with her.
Was anybody else really creeped out when he started to be, nasty and, get a smirk on his face and, started, giggling evilly, and I'm like, this is not the Jackson I know.
Oh
No shit.
It was
What
yeah,
gave
it was
that
a little
away?
creepy. He got creepy. Like I
got
was like
the
really
knife.
creepy.
The knife is what gave that away for me. Just the knife. That's all.
no,
It's
but
the
I
only
mean
thing.
the whole thing where he just like you never saw him get that way
Mhm.
because it wasn't
was-
his personality, it wasn't
No,
his character.
We've
And
seen
then
him get angry, but not like no. We've never seen him be like creepy, like
We've seen him get
Psycho
angry.
grin.
Yeah, we've never
Yeah,
seen him go
Joker.
psychotic.
so. Like when he started doing that, I was legit like creeped out.
the big he got like grin, like full grin face, and I was like,
Exactly.
I can't even make
Jack Nicholson Joker face.
I can't
Yeah,
pull it
yeah,
during
exactly.
that hard.
that's a good like analogy. Like put it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good one.
at the whole time, I was
Think of that.
suspicious that it was a hallucination put in her head by the Hollow.
hmm
But you know, in the very beginning of he seemed like the regular old Jackson. He's cracking a beer and trying to talk with her and like be logical like he usually was. Like he'd give advice without knowing he's giving advice because that was Jackson. And then all of a sudden it was like, cheek 180, and I'm like, Jesus.
Flip the switch.
I was legit creeped.
And Freya is going through her worst nightmare, and that's coming home to find Keelan dead.
Yeah, so Keelan Gill,
Mm.
she's working back at her medical job.
Are they officially like a thing?
I think
Yes.
they're
Yeah,
officially,
they're officially
a thing.
She got called her girlfriend this episode.
Mm.
Okay.
So, I mean,
So that was this episode was the first time that's happened, right? Because I was like, did I miss something last week that I don't remember, or
Well, they accepted each other. Not the last episode, the episode before, but this is the first time that they've all acknowledged that
Yeah.
they were
Yeah,
like
'cause
fully together.
we didn't hear or see anything of Keelan last episode.
or this episode. Well, until the scary nightmare
No,
dream
the
sequence.
We
death
heard
scene.
and saw Keelan, not the Keelan, but
Mhm.
they addressed her and we did see the hallucination. So, in a sense, it's far more than what happened last episode, which was absolutely fuck all.
Right.
yeah?
But, yeah, Freya's worst nightmare, because I think, really, out of all of them, Keelan is probably the most vulnerable, or the easiest to kill. Just a regular old werewolf.
Yeah.
Well, no, she's actually stronger than Freya even. I think Freya's a little bit more fragile than Keelan at this point because Keelan has the special ring now, so she can control her powers.
Yeah, right, that does definitely help. But
Like
I mean,
she still has her werewolf strength, and she can all this stuff. So, and that's all because of the ring.
but Freya can also probably blow up multiple city blocks if she wanted to with her brain.
Okay, here's the scenario. There's Freya and there's Keelan. Someone sneaks up on both of them. It's the same scenario, okay? And the person behind them wraps their arms around them as if to hold them steady. Who's going to have the better advantage? Keelan, who has werewolf strength, who can knock them off, or Freya, who has to kind of be looking at them to do her little poof spells?
Or the werewolf that probably sensed them in the first place and they never got
Exactly.
that trick.
Smell them.
Anyway.
Alright, that works. Anyway, back to the nightmarish hellscape from which they cannot escape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're stuck there, banging on a door that's separating the two of them. And the whole thing's broken after Klaus smashes the totem, which he, beats the ever-loving crap out of Cole. But
Mhm.
Klaus is...
He only beat the living. His intention was to kill Cole and then smash the totem, but he let Cole go.
No,
but then
he was going to dagger Cole. Because he had a silver dagger.
Yeah.
That's where he said, "I was just gonna kill him.
Well,
Just gonna kill you."
however, he was going to, incapacitate him.
Yes.
And then smash the totem. But he just smashes the totem, and suddenly all the illusions just gone.
Yeah, and it's at that point too that Hope releases or unlinks
Where she's
Davina in the
starting
hollow.
to unlink. Totem smash, poof, illusion's gone, they wake up. Hope is unlinking Davina and the hollow, is when Haley gets up, picks up the dagger. This is where Freya flings a scalpel across the room and jabs it into the hollow's neck, and then Davina just gushing blood out of her neck onto Josh.
Oh yeah.
Josh is like, I got.
Poor Josh.
Josh is like, what the fuck is going on?
He gets the shit, just gets shit on.
Oh,
And it's like his
does.
whole role is just to get shit
It's like,
on.
my
And because
bestie is back from the dead. I
because
love her.
he's
Now
the
she's
nicest-
gushing blood.
He's the nicest character
He-
on this show. That's why he gets the
Yes.
shit end of the stick every time.
He probably is the nicest character to ever exist on this show by this point. But,
Mhm.
No, Hope is.
okay. But
No.
Hope's also...
Does Hope really
8.
count? I'm like, yeah.
Hope's a child. She's innocent. She's naive. Even though she's still very grounded.
Josh
Because
is
of-
very naive too.
Well, Cole made the best point to, when talking to Hope. You're scarily well adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how she didn't trust him at first. She called him a stranger. Because he really is. Like, as soon as he woke up, he took off. And she knows this. She realizes this. So, like, he's like, I can't even remember what he said, but, she came around and she grinned at him like as to say, okay, I understand. And that just shows the amount of intelligence this small person has.
Well, he said, it was really sad. He gave a good explanation. He was really sad, and he didn't want to, bring everybody
Make
else's mood down.
He didn't want to make anybody else sad with him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think she knew why right after that point, because he explained to her why she was unraveling this ball of rope because of the person he loved. So I think she kind of connected the fact that, okay, this person is why he was sad. This is why he left right away. I'm going to help him.
But-
He's my uncle.
Just in time, before, basically Haley just goes psycho on the hollow, stabbing the ever-loving shit out of her.
I heard, that stereotypical, sound in scary horror movies with stabbing. Yeah.
You mean Psycho?
Why do you
Yes.
think yeah.
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 Oh.
Anyway. So that happens right as Davina gets unlinked, and fortunately Josh is there, like, here, drink blood, vampire blood, don't die on me.
Mm-hmm.
And it is because of that Cole and Davina can drive off into the metaphorical sunset.
After
And-
the sun has set.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just hope that they don't come back for a while.
Excuse me?
Not because I hate the characters or anything. I hope that they get their time where they can
They're going to go
appreciate each other,
As he put it, they're going to go everywhere.
travel the world, please.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go
Have
to
you-
Mystic Falls.
No, they're not.
That's everywhere. That's part of everywhere.
No, I think that is the one place that they're never gonna go because it's a
But Cole
cesspool.
has so many fond memories of dying there.
I was just going to say, Cole died there. He ain't going anywhere near there.
Yeah. No, they need their time because it is a couple that I didn't detest when they were
They have
put
to
together.
Hang out with Elena and Damon though.
No, they don't.
No, they really don't. Anywho,
Couples date.
they wake Elijah up, or they shove his soul back into his body and undesiccate him. And Haley's not there for the waking up because, the illusion of Jackson got to her.
No, she
Yeah.
did love him.
I know.
She explained it. She loved Elijah for different reasons than she loved Jackson. And, Jackson was more because of who he was when he supported her, when, not because they were forced into marriage or anything. It was like a symbolic union. Whereas with Elijah, she was in a really rough place when she came in and met him, and she felt safe with him. So how she felt, the degree of love, it's not even a degree, it's the type of love, was different. That's why she can separate and feel differently for them and still be sane about it.
Yep.
But Kim's got to be happy because Elijah's back.
No. Kim is not happy at all.
I don't. He's a back, but I.
Are you scared?
Him and Haley, something. It's gonna go all to shambles.
I don't think he's going to be in the right mind. I think
Exactly.
his mind is going to be fractured.
I don't
You still
feel like
think
he's
gonna
gonna
be
I think he's going to be still a little bit unstable where certain things trigger him, but not completely unstable like he was before they put him back together when they went into the. He's not.
Here's my part of my problem is I think he kind of needs Haley, and I think Haley's gonna definitely pull away from him right now.
Well, she was pretty scared of him after the whole chase down in the Independent. Like, she definitely was questioning in her head whether or not she should be with him.
Well, right now I think she's worried that Hope's not gonna be safe. I think that's what it's.
That would be the big worry.
I think that's what's going on right here, right now, because that was that weird thing that she went out there, out into the bayou, and she was sitting there, and she was, drinking a beer and talking to, and she made a decision, and that decision seemed like she was either going to run.
I think.
Or.
I mean, she's been focusing a lot on Elijah the last bit, and though Hope is there and she's still being a mother to Hope, she's not focusing really on the protection of Hope anymore, because I don't think if her focus was on Hope, I don't think she would have let a drop of blood drop to any kind of weapon this episode. She would have been like, hell no, figure out another way. Here, have my blood. But it came down to Klaus making those decisions this episode, where almost everything up to this point has been Haley being like yes or no. But the last few episodes, it's been, let's save Elijah, let's save Elijah, let's save Elijah. So I'm not going to say it because it's not really her fault, but hey, you should have been watching her because, she's got something inside her now.
Well,
Which I'll be interested to see how long it takes them before they realize that. But
yeah.
I
she's
think
either going to run or she's going to pull away from them hardcore.
Yeah, and this whole white picket fence thing that she wanted with Elijah, I think she's going to have it with Hope. She's going to go back to Grandmama Jackson.
Yeah.
Because that's actually the safest they were.
Yeah, she'll go back to Grandmama Jackson when she purges the hollow out of Hope's body.
Well, yes, of course. Duh.
That's 5 seconds of the episode. It's like, good night, Daddy. I'll see Uncle Elijah in the morning, and then it's just like, glow.
I knew that was going to happen. Knew it.
The whole body transfer shit with witches, with like Esther, and the way Klaus did it in the Vampire Diaries back in the day, like, just stay in your own fucking body for once. Like, seriously. Just stop.
Well, her body kind of got stabbed a billion times, so...
Fine, die with
Just
your body.
slightly.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
just let go. Just die.
Well,
just die already. No one likes you.
I mean,
just die.
out of curiosity, and I hate to bring this up, but because they're body jumpers, does that make them travelers?
So, next week's episode is called Voodoo Child.
Let's ignore that travelers exist.
I want to forget. I really do.
Okay, Voodoo Child. Let's go.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something
welcome.
clever. Thank you, Nob. Anyway, next episode is called Voodoo Child. When the Hollow targets the most vulnerable Mikealson, there's an argument to be made that Hope is not the most vulnerable, but carry on.
It's totally Finn.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Anyway, when the Hollow targets the most vulnerable Mikealson, Klaus is forced to rely on Vincent, who believes he can use the Hollow's own dark magic to defeat their enemy for good.
Say
Meanwhile-
Vincent or Vincent?
I said Vincent.
Okay, well, I heard Vincent.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Yeah, maybe.
Meanwhile, as Marcel worries that Vincent's plan might backfire, the King of New Orleans decides on a deadly backup plan of his own. Elsewhere, after falling victim to the Hollow's manipulations, Haley struggles to figure out Hope's future in New Orleans, while Freya must confront her darkest fear.
Uh-oh.
To lose her family again.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's going to be her girlfriend.
Well, that's part of your. That's to me. That means Keelan is part of her family now because she's opened up and allowed her in. So, I'm including Keelan into the family now.
Oh, okay.
As much as Klaus doesn't want it. Two. That's it. Two.
Yeah, it said
Yeah.
on the promo for next week 2 episodes left, so next episode and then the finale.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
why things.
That's why things are moving along.
That's why That's why Hope is the new vessel for the Hollow. They
Yeah.
need to ramp it up a bit before
They're
we end.
ramping everything up.
They're ramping everything, but you know what? I think we mentioned it last week. I do like a 13-episode format a lot better for this.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? In my opinion, it works best for most series.
And because if you do think about it, some of the earlier seasons, the first half and the second half were two completely different arcs.
A lot of series do that too, which works well because it is like two small seasons in one.
It's not necessarily that it's different arcs. It's more of it's been this arc the whole time, but we pulled a switch under your nose that you didn't realize was going on. It's still a continuation of the same. It's not really different. It's some shows, yes, 100%. Like Once Upon a Time is famous for completely just left field swapping in the middle of a mid-season break, like completely different. They did like one time we had I think it was Frozen in one arc and it was Wicked, the Wizard of Oz in the other arc or something like that. It was like
it would Wicked into Frozen.
Yeah, because that's what that was exactly when I stopped watching the series.
No, it was Frozen and no, because we had a series finale that ended with the start of Frozen. So
anyway, it just seems to be ABC shows in general that do that, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that this season.
Yeah.
They went, the first half of the season was one thing,
and
then it's just
they
like...
try and tie it back in and, make it all connect in the end, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Like, yeah, I won't spoil it. Like, in the, aspect of S.H.I.E.L.D., they tried to tie it all in at the end, and made everybody, a bunch of us who do this podcast realize they should have just stuck with it the whole fucking season. It would have been so much better. But
yeah,
that's why I am like, I feel like these shorter seasons, the 13 episodes, even 16 works a little bit. It works better than the full 22 to 24. It feels like you get a lot of story and a lot of action, and it's just exactly what the right amount. Whereas sometimes it drags in the longer seasons, and sometimes you just get these wacky off-topic episodes. Whereas this is straightforward, right to the end. So
yeah, you said 13 episodes. I thought, hey, a lot of my favorite sci-fi shows on your Sci-Fi Channel, they do 13-episode formats. Number 13, sci-fi show. I want Warehouse 13 back. That's what my brain was doing while Nikki was just on.
No, Warehouse 14. We need the sequel. But you look at HBO. Almost all the HBO shows, are short format shows as well, and they do fantastic. So,
exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's why this is actually one of. I've said it for a couple years now. The Originals is one of my favorite series to watch.
Yeah.
So.
It's one I never have many complaints about, so.
I mean, we have questions.
It's like this ninja show, because Mike constantly forgets that it's his favorite show.
I really do.
I was like, there's no ninjas in the Originals.
I do constantly forget it's probably my favorite show that I do a podcast for.
Yeah.
I love S.H.I.E.L.D. and the MCU. I can't wait to watch it. And then I watched this week's Originals, and I'm it was so much better and worth it.
They take the supernatural element that they explore in this particular universe, Vampire Diaries and the Originals. It's just so unique in comparison to all the other ones that we've seen over the many, many years, ever since the first day we could actually comprehend. So it's just so different, and the way that they tell the story is different as well.
Yeah.
And that's what really draws me in.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to mention for this episode specifically?
No.
I want to see little Hope get into some shit next episode, because she's all hollowy and she's mischievous and she's evil. I want to see her, do pranks on Klaus, because she wants to be that little actor.
I don't think the Hollow is running pranks.
No, but I want to see it happen. Her putting I don't don't even know. I just
Hey,
want her
hey
to
Klaus,
cause
I put saran
issues.
wrap on the toilet seat. April Fools.
The bit we get
Well,
from the promo.
Even that would be hilarious.
The bit we get from the promo is there's a tattoo of that snake, like forming itself on Hope's arm, and she basically says, once this, the circle is complete, I'll be in her body forever.
That's okay. I'll allow it.
Esther did the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
Every body she jumped into, there was a freaking tattoo. And until they broke that tattoo, she was in that body for evers and evers.
Yep.
Yeah, they make ink remover. It's okay, Hope.
Yeah, they can laser.
I
They
still
can
remember.
They
I
can
still
laser
remember the
Tattoo,
first
yeah, laser-
episode of
laser.
The Simpsons I ever watched was when Bart got it. It might have even been the first episode of The Simpsons ever. Was when Bart Simpson got a tattoo, and then his mother made him use the tattoo remove surgery or whatever to take it off. Come on, Simpsons is how old?
20-something years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're really old.
Come
I
on,
don't know.
they can remove
Me.
tattoos. Hope you're okay. You're
I
fine.
feel like it's older than me.
It may be older. It might be almost 30 years old. I don't know.
Do Google.
Hello, Google. Wait. Okay, Google. What year did The Simpsons debut? December 17th, 1989.
Ooh.
So it's a few years younger than me. Almost 30.
Almost 30. 2 more years. It's 28 years it's been on the air.
Hmm.
Holy hell. Anyway, that's our show now that we're decidedly off topic.
I'm 4 years older.
Dom, where can they find you?
Researching The Simpsons down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And Kim, where can they find you?
On Twitter at HUFFITY,
You can find me on Twitter at Philidrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at all of those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Since you said the title of the next episode, the whole time we wanted us to be like, Voodoo!
Isn't there a song called Voodoo Child?
Yes.
Or is it Voodoo Woman?
Maybe.
I don't know, but some sound
Possibly.
is like it's playing in the back of my head. I can't.